Alright, with me talking about what I like from Overdress and Will Dress, it's time to say what I like about DivineZ so far and what I want to see. So let's begin. So first off, let's get on with the stuff that I like so far, and I mean in gameplay standpoint. First off, the 50 card main deck. This is pretty obvious because now there's more space and 2 not as easy deck out, and many decks do benefit from this. The only annoying part is for those decks that only had packs of 50 sleeves and you use 4 for a different deck for a ride deck, it might get a little annoying, but on that I do actually like this. Luckily, most of Bushiroad sleeves come with 70. The second thing I like is the energy counters. To me, I always love new ways of cost, and this is basically another way of doing it. Although there is no way of denying this cost, there is a limit to it because max is 10 and most of the energy blast is a little heavy right now, so you do kind of have to choose wisely here. The third one is basically connecting both stories along with bringing back the old cast. At least part of them so far. It really gives a transition vibe from Legion Mate to G. Once again, they didn't bring back the previous protagonist right off the bat, so I say this is a cool way to do a little transition with one of the side characters. Especially how 2 of them are actually going to be playing a very big importance to the story, and one of them wasn't really super relevant in the previous series despite making him a little bit relevant. Hopefully Taizo actually gets to win here, just saying, because I thought he was going to be the Brand Gate representative of Will Dress, but he didn't get that, but at least that they get to redeem him here. And then another big thing I really like that I'm really glad that they decided to do is make Lyrical part of the 6 Nation lineup. It was always weird to see the 5 greats with Lyrical as its own booster set, so I'm glad that Lyrical finally got proper representation in the anime and is actually part of the main booster set so we don't get cloggy cards all the time. And also no late support for Lyrical because it only gets 2 sets per year but compared to 4 to the other nations. And finally, what I like so far is basically anime bringing back some mythical elements back. Sure, I actually like the slice of life element, which was something I was actually liking from Overdress and Will Dress. Of course, eventually mythical elements will be coming back, but at least here we actually kind of get a reason why with their chosen card. And finally, with the Divine skill as well, being a once per game skill. That one is more situational and not OP. And of course, there's lore behind that as well. But anyway, time to the things I do want to see. First off, I want to see more reprints. Like you see right here, we got reprints on set 1 already, and I'm glad that these are viable reprints. Hopefully we're going to get the generics of each set getting a reprint as well, because I would love to see that. Now the next thing I would love to see, speaking of seeing the OTs, I would love a hard nerf on the OTs, not completely ban them, because I get the idea of OTs, it's supposed to overturn the game. My problem with the OTs is that when they get triggered, they give out too much power, making them into impenetrable value or unblockable value, at least without a PG anyway. That has been my main problem with the OT. If the OT was nerfed like around 50,000 power or just even 100k power, basically more blockable values, that even OT using it to guard can put a good significant value of guarding value, that would be nice. Because yeah, 100 million is almost impossible to block even with a 50k shield. At least that if it's 100,000 power, a 50k shield is actually half of that power, so you just need to add few more extra cards in. And even maybe adding it as a sentinel lineup can also be decent as well. And then the next thing I want to see, grade 4s returning as evolutions. I am still missing grade 4s quite a lot. Yes, we got Dreadjeweled Ignis as a grade 4, that's 1 evolution unit out of how many? Sure, set 13 gave us unique ways of evolutions, but I would love to see grade 4 evolutions again. And with the ride deck, there shouldn't even be an excuse not to make grade 4s, because you have consistent way of riding. And then to the next point, I want to see basically new units for the old cast. We already got Wellstra and Zorga as faded ones, as new forms, and hopefully they make new boss units for the previous cast like they did with original series 2G. And of course this will include their support along with it. And speaking of the anime, I want to see the polar opposite of the faded ones, with of course a cursed divine skill. I'll maybe just call it a curse skill. I think it would just be a cool concept, and basically you could say it's a Dragon Tree version of the faded ones, and I think that would just be cool. And hopefully each one of them will also have its own evolve form on top of it. And finally, new cross epics and encounter decks with support. I have to say for the Overdress and Will Dress cross epics other than Shoujo Doji and Archite are kinda done, but I definitely would love to see more cross epics. As for encounters, we're still missing Platinum Azel, Vermilion the Blood, and Glory Maelstrom as the Asia Circuit trio evolutions, and I would really love to see that, but during the Link Joker arc, of course we should see a Chaos Breaker ride line. And no, it's not going to be permanent lock on your opponent because that would be too OP. I think it should be with a set order like what they do with Messiah Crest to unlock it during the end phase. At least that you could still play Chaos Breaker's retire draw skill, but not permanently lock your opponent during your opponent's turn. And other encounter decks that I want to see that are basically for strides. First off, the remaining Stride 3 members, Shion and Tokoa, should get their Stride deck set. And Luna should also get their Stride deck sets in my opinion. Also Taio and Ryuzu in my opinion as well. But more so the remaining Stride 3 members, because it's just kind of strange that we see Chrono and Kazuma, but we don't see Shion and Tokoa, and we still need a Stokea Stride deck set. And finally, a personal thing, a Time Dragon based ride line, just because we don't have a D-Series representative of that yet. We just got Chrono Jet. But to be much more serious about this part, I actually want to see this lore ride line of Dragonic Overlord, the Blaster I can only presume, and this Chrono Jet with a staff, because I am curious about these two, and it would be cool if they actually make a ride line out of this for lore reasons. It could even be part of the Cross Epic lore. And who knows, maybe Nirvana and Trickstar gets one as well. So that's it for the list of stuff that I like so far in DivineZ, along with stuff I just want to see during DivineZ. Tell me what you guys think of it and what other stuff that you would like to see. Because who knows, I might have forgot some of it and you guys might make some extra points that I might like as well. So go ahead and put it down. But in that, tell me what you guys would think of it and any more concepts that would be cool to see in the anime. But in that, that's it for this and see you all next time.